What up, though, y'all? It's Chris. Appreciate you connecting with me while I'm out here on the run, getting things done. And it's a mild, awesome day in the great state of Michigan. I hope you guys are having a great day, same as I am. I'm gonna be good today, though. No fish sandwich for me. But let's get into the topic at hand. It's the LA Sparks, the Los Angeles WNBA team. They made an interesting announcement just recently. They are having open tryouts for men for their practice squad. Now, I don't know what their goal is with this. I honestly don't know what to think of this. Is having a practice squad of women just not good enough? Do they have championship aspirations and they think that banging up against other women is just not good enough, so they have to bang up against grown men that are, ultimately they would have to improve if they're gonna be a practice squad against men. So is that what's going on here? I mean, we don't know. We know that there have been vocal critics in the WNBA of President Trump's ban for basically men to compete in women's sports. They've been vocal critics of this, saying that trans women should be able to compete in women's sports. So I'm assuming they mean that trans women should be able to compete in the WNBA. I don't know. I will say this though. Now you guys know I am 1,000% against biological men competing against women in sports. I am an athlete. Even now I'm an athlete. I stay in shape. I still run. I'm still an athlete. I'll be an athlete to the day I die if I can help it. I'm gonna always stay fit. I'm always run. I'm always work out as long as I'm able to. So to me, there's just no way you can justify a contest where some of the people have a strength and frame advantage. How do you do that? How do you claim it to be fair? And if you have a daughter, which I would assume that a lot of these people do not, if you have a daughter that plays sports, you don't want her competing against some boys that are going to take away all of her opportunities. I remember hearing this one thing, and I'm going to get back to the WNBA, but I remember, I actually seen this. It was a girl in high school, and she was talking about these two trans athletes that were on her track team. And she said it was very frustrating because they all knew that the two trans athletes were always going to come in first and second. Always. And I don't get why this was allowed to be a thing. Like, why is it that people pretend like they don't see this? You let the trans athletes in to compete against the rest of the high school girls. They're going to dominate, and we all know that they are, which is why the whole battle for common sense thing, it was very frustrating because these people will waste your time making you explain why this isn't right when they already know why it's not. So let's get back to the WNBA. Even though I am dead set against men competing against women in sports, the WNBA might be the only product where, that just might save it. I hate to say that, but I've tried watching WNBA games. Yeah, I know you guys are probably thinking like, why have you tried? You know it's bad. Yeah, I've tried because they've got some real ballers. They do now. They have some really talented women there. The problem is they don't have enough. The certain echelon of women like Sabrina, I think you pronounce her name, Ionescu, Caitlin Clark, Asia Wilson, like they are nice, but the level that they are, the WNBA just don't have enough of them. You get Angel Reese, who believes she's in that echelon, but she's not. She led the league in rebounds, right? But when 80% of the rebounds you're grabbing are from your own missed layups and airball layups at that, that's not that impressive of a stat. It's impressive of a stat when you just throw out there the most rebounds. It's like, oh, okay, she out there boxing people out. But then when you add in a sprinkle of the truth of how that came to be, it's just not as impressive of a thing. So I like Angel Reese. You guys know I say this all the time. I really like Angel Reese, but she's not as good of a ball player as she would like to believe. She falls below. Now, this isn't to say that she can't get there. It's very possible for her to get there. She just keep working on her game. You know, she during this off season, she was doing this women's league that was being shown on TBS. I mean, we were seeing more of her folly, missing layups. She tried to throw the ball inbound and it hit the back bottom of the rim and went tumbling down, you know. But there is hope for her if she keeps working on her game. I mean, she's flopping a bit now, but if she keeps working on her game, she can get to being an Asia Wilson one day. So I'm not going to count her out. But right now, no, she's just not that great. But I say this jokingly about the adding the trans athletes, but I don't know. It just might improve the product. But I really wish I knew what the thought process was behind the LA Sparks doing an open tryout for men's practice squad. They're not bringing in just some set people, you know, some G leaguers or whatever that can come in there and help them out. No, they're holding an open tryout, so you can show up. You can show up and go in there and show out, drop them 3 balls on them, and make they practice squad. I don't know how much people on the practice squad get paid, but I mean, it's the practice squad. It's probably worth it. Let's say you get paid like 45, 50 G's or whatever being on the practice squad. I'm just throwing a number out there. I don't know. That's pretty damn good to go in there a few days a week and bang them around. So, it's a good opportunity for whoever is able to take advantage of it. Just, what are they doing? What is this? And is this going to set a precedent? Are we going to see other teams, if this turns out to be successful for them, are we going to see other teams follow this and start doing open tryouts for a men's practice squad? I don't think it's going to be a co-ed practice squad. I think it's going to be like all men for them to go out there and compete against. It's certainly interesting. I'm not going to immediately shoot it down. It's certainly interesting. But let me know what you guys think about this. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.